And then Antonia continues on and says, what creatives did you find work best? I'm trying to figure out if she's talking about her client getting ads or her customer getting ads. I'm going to assume that she's talking about her client getting ads. So the ads that she runs to get herself clients. There's a couple things. The first is you want to have what's called your core offer. Core offer is the thing that you that you sell the most of, the thing that people are happy with. It is your Model 3. It is your iPhone. It is a thing that is going to give you money and cash and time and reputation, and it's going to work. When somebody gives you money and buys the thing as a function of a good ad, they're going to be happy, right? Your core offer, there we go, should revolve around two things. The first is a case study or proof. Second is a lot of cash. Like, I mean a lot of cash. Like, your core offer needs to be a 5 to 10K program. Now, that 5 to 10K program could be a year-long $500 a month program. It could be a 2-month $2,500 a month program. It could be a 2-month 10K program that just like you pay once a month, every month for 2 months. No matter which way you chop up the numbers, you need your core offer to charge 5K or 10K. And you can do that monthly if you want. That's fine. You can do it quarterly. You can do pay in full. That's kind of like focusing on the details. You just need a thing that you're charging for 5 to 10K a month, or sorry, 5 to 10K. And it has to have proof. So like it's already worked for somebody else. So like John joined a real estate program and our real estate accelerator program. It's 90 days long. They went from this over here, like this problem. And then using our program, they transformed into this over here. This is the before and after. And then your core offer is the unique mechanism. And it's amazing. It's awesome. It'll walk you through everything. The program is 6 months long at $1,000 a month. If you'd like to pay in full, it's $5,000. Something like that, right? So you need your core offer. And that's the thing. It's the case study, right? And you'll have like a before and after and your unique mechanism. And you're going to charge $5,000 to $10,000. If you don't have this, it's going to be very, very difficult and frustrating for your program to work. It'll be nearly impossible. You could make an argument of like, well, our program, our $5,000 program is really like a $97, and then they get upsold into a $4,900 fine. You can do that if you want. A lot of people structure their programs like that, but you need to find a way to 5K and 10K. And then what happens is you feed your business or your sales process, or your phone calls and all that fun stuff. You feed clients and customers and clicks and people and signups into that core offer. And so this is how I like to set this up. The first is that you start off with an ad that works. And this is very often, very, very simply, an ad that says, hey, my name is Jeff. I want to introduce you to blank. This is Alex. He was a real estate agent, and his biggest problem was generating leads consistently for himself. He joined our real estate accelerator program and went from generating 2 leads per month from his brokerage that he desperately wanted to quit and run his own brokerage. And now he generates 100 leads a month, has generated 15 closings, and done it all in less than 6 months. If you would like to see the exact steps that John, Alex, whatever the guy's name was, took to achieve this result in transformation, click here now and watch this 30-second overview video and see if our real estate accelerator program is a good fit for you. So something like that, right? So this is just what you could call like an explainer video, but I don't want to call it an explainer video. Let's just call it a talking head video, which is effectively like, hey, that is what blah, blah, blah. You do that kind of thing. And there's always arguments about like you need to have a hook in the beginning, which you should. So you can say this real estate agent went from 0 to 900 billion leads in 48 hours or less. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more. Hey, my name is Jeff. This is how so you could do a script like that. But effectively, like the talking head video is the easiest and fastest way to get people interested in buying what you have to sell. What you'll want to make sure what you're doing is watching your numbers. Always watching your numbers. If you're not watching your numbers, you're going to be freaking out and be like, oh, I spent $100. This is total waste. And you turn it off when it could have been working. And the way you watch your numbers is you figure out how much you're willing to spend per sale. This goes back to like this over here, right? If you're a small mom and pop, you're only willing to spend 30%. If you're a online advertising agency and you're selling a course, you can spend a whole lot more, right? If you're selling a coaching program, you can you can bring it down a little bit. These numbers aren't correct. If it's a done for you program, it's probably closer like 40 and 60%. That's not profit. That should say like working margin or something like that. Margin. But you have to have a concept of like what your costs are and your numbers are. Done for you, done with you, do it yourself have different structures. And so does like an everyday small business. So you have to be aware of it. And the reason why I bring it up is because depending upon your mechanism, you can charge more or less for a sale. So let's just say you charge $10,000. It's 3 payments of $3,500 or 1 payment of $10,000. And it's a 6-month program. You can learn how to do blah, blah, blah. And you're aware of it. And you know those numbers. And you're going, okay, cool. I'm willing to spend, again, know your numbers. I'm willing to spend, let's just say, $3,000 for a $10,000 sale. Just like this. Like you have that in the back of your mind. So you say, all right, I'm willing to spend $3,000 to get a $10,000 sale. I need to not freak out when I spend $200. I'm going to be cool with it because these are going to be leads and I know the vast majority are going to be bad. I'm looking for a needle in the haystack kind of thing, but I'm willing to spend $3,000 for 10K sale. Keep that in mind, right? You can make an argument as well that you could have down sells. You could have other things to sell. You could aim for like a 6-month premier program, but have other programs as well, so that you can play with your emotions and numbers. But for the most part, have this concept in your head. As an example, we're doing a $5,000 2.5-day intensive at my office, where we set up these systems, these way of workings, go high level, CRMs, videos, all that fun stuff. And 72 hours or less, you'll be walking with all the bones of your agency built. It's $5,000. How much am I willing to spend to get a $5,000 sale? I'm willing to spend $2,500. Cool. I'm good. We had our first pay in full last night. Awesome. We're going to put that money back in, get 2 more pay in fulls, put that back in, get more pay in fulls, et cetera, until we cap out at 20 people. And everybody's coming over July 4th weekend. It's going to be awesome. But that's kind of outside of scope. So you have your core offer, you have your talking head video. We're talking about before and after. And then I'm willing to spend $3,000 for sale. What'll happen is your brain will freak out because you'll look at the numbers. And you'll say, oh my God, we're spending $15 a click. I don't know what's going on. And I'll say, calm down, don't worry. I got you. With your talking head video, you're going to have certain metrics and measurements. And by the way, you can switch out talking head video for either a talking head video, or you can have, let's just say, this one over here. You can have, does that work? No. So you can have like the other video or the other image, or some type of like text only type thing, or whatever like way you're advertising. So like other image, other creative, something like that. You can have headlines and blah, 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 all that fun stuff. But that's all like derivatives of this idea of like, I need to spend $3K to make a 10K sale. This is where most people mess up. And then what will happen is you're going to monitor each of these creatives and make sure you're advertising correctly. What should your numbers be when you're monitoring your creatives? Well, based upon my experience with my niche, $2 per click is normal. Again, this is based upon my experience with me and my niche. As long as we're getting $2 per click, we're good. Not that big of a deal. Everything makes sense. $2 per click is normal. If we introduce an image and it's getting like $20 per click and it's been 3 days, all right, that's it, dead, goodbye. See you later. We're not doing this anymore. Image is dead. That's it. If we introduce a new image and it's getting $1 click and then it gets $1 click and then $1 click and then it goes $10 click and then back to one, we'll keep it, right? But I look at my numbers probably like twice a day, beginning, end of day. Like we just added I think I just told Facebook to spend $1,000 today, stuff like that. I'm going to be monitoring the numbers. And what'll happen is you'll have $2 per click, which is totally normal. And then you have the next stage of it. So let's just say you're looking at a landing page. So people click on a thing, they go where? They go to a landing page. And sometimes that's a VSL, sometimes it's a calendar link, sometimes it's a Facebook form. Let's just pretend it's a landing page. So that is, hey, what's going on? My name is Jeff. Here's how the program works. You call it a VSL if you want, but there's a banner at the top, a little video, click here to schedule a call, normal stuff, right? Stereotypically, what you want is you'll want between 2 to 5% of those people clicking to your next page. Clicking to your, let's just say, next page. So you have your core offer, it works. You start to advertise that core offer, talking head video, different talking head video, an image here, an image there, different headlines, dynamic creative, have a good time. And you're monitoring the numbers. And let's just say it's $2 per click is normal. Cool. People are going to click on it and then they go to your landing page. You want 2 to 5% of those people going to that next step, which could be your calendar link. So that next step is your calendar link. Calendar link. That there's another stage, by the way, is you stereotypically want to see like 80% show. If you have less than that, there might be a challenge with your offer or your creative. It's not big enough, strong enough. You need to filter a little bit more, things along those lines. You can argue that maybe having a 50% show rate is okay. You're right. But that really plays with your emotions when you're like, maybe I'll have a meeting today, maybe I won't. And the default should be you have a meeting. So for me and my emotions, if my show rate is less than 50%, like I get all sorts of weird about it. And so do my customers. So we want to aim for an 80% show rate. If it turns out that, you're introducing a new ad and your show rate drops, it's probably the new ad, right? If you introduce a new ad and your show rate increases is probably the new ad, right? So you want to have $2 per click, 2 to 5% of people clicking to the next page, 80% show rate. And then you'll want to have, this is based upon my numbers and my emotions, you want to have a close. And each of those closes should be anywhere between 20 to 30%. So you have a quality conversation with a real life person, and anywhere between 1/3 and 1/5 of those people should be paying you money. And that's a quality pitch, a quality in-depth. They were real life human beings. You weren't trying to like pull teeth. They're like, yeah, they're actually like pretty useful individuals and real useful conversations. 20, 30%. I've seen that the 20% is with my done for you clients. I've seen for me, it's 30%. And if that number is higher or lower, you'll have to do some stuff in a way that makes sense to increase it, either lower your price, maybe have a better offer, better advertising, have a money back guarantee, include other stuff like an in-person event, or, who knows, right? And then you have to make 5 to 10K, just like that. And this is what usually happens, by the way. People say, all right, I'm going to spend money on ads. And they're like, oh, I'm freaking out because I'm spending like $50 a day and nobody's clicking my ad and everything's bad. I'm like, dude, like you only spent $50. Like you spent $500 on a flyer. You're freaking out over $50. Just spend the 500, right? They go, okay, well, we spent the 500 and nothing happened. I was like, that's because people are viewing your landing page and then calendar link and close and things like that. So this is like how to think about scaling ads for your agency and how to start and what creatives do you find that work best. They're all right here. So the way to start, right? Like how you start with is you start with your core offer and your testimonial. And if you don't have a testimonial, we've got a whole other conversation about that. You don't have a client, whole other conversation about that. I'm assuming you got your first 1, 2, 3 clients. Cool. Then you start to advertise knowing that these are your numbers. And either you have to change your price or change your offer, something like that. And these are the keys to successfully scaling on through your agency. Again, this is client getting stuff, not customer getting stuff. It's like getting clients for my agency. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. And knowing these numbers, $2 per click is normal, depending upon your niche. You never really know. You have to try it out, burn $100 and see what happens. You can have your talking head video. You can have different images, different creatives. You can have just a big white box with black text in it, or the other way around, or test a picture of like you doing this or whatever. You'll notice that like people that have a $200 to $300 or even $500 a day budget, they say, Facebook, here's a bunch of images, have a good time. They'll say, here's a bunch of headlines, have a good time. Here's like 5 or 6 stories, have a good time. And that's how they quote unquote test. They never really know what works, but they'll hedge their bets and have a talking head video that they know is useful. They're like your asset that you're proud of, kind of thing. From there, that's how you figure out what creatives work best. Facebook will tell you. Sometimes they mess up, which I genuinely believe that they're going to. So you have UTMs and pass-throughs and stuff like that to double check and make sense. But for the most part, when we're running ads at scale, let's just say $1,000 a day, which is we're going to start spending probably like the end of this week for our different products and services. I want to see a $2 cost per click. And then I want to see 100 people on that landing page, and I want to see between 2 to 5 people click to the calendar link. I want to see 80% of those people show up and 20 to 30% of those close for a 5 to 10K. That's it.